boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we're up and going. We're up and firing. They're going to be a little bit out of sync to start with, but I'll take him where I can. Good morning and g'day, mate. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jetty, and of course, the wonderful Mr. Icarus. Because we're standing right here because in our last episode, we went and doubled all our sciences. So we have this whole planet, produce a whole crap ton of science. Most of these science builds were doing 2 per second. We upgraded them all to do 4 per second. So we're doing about 8 per second now. And one thing I noticed in editing is I missed putting down these 2 smelters. And of course, if I miss 2 smelters, then the whole build's only going to do 4 science per second, 2 science per second rather than 4 that we need. So I fixed that in post. Anyway, today's episode, I want to work on a few things. First one being, on our lovely planet, we are producing a crap ton of science, like a crap ton of science. But, well, green's a little bit low, but that's besides the point. What's really low is our critical photons. We just don't have enough. So to fix that, we have this lovely system here with the Tristan system, who is a lovely Patreon member, hence why he has a star named after him. Plus we have GM, SW Fan, and the Rid, who are lovely YouTube members who are also supporting the channel, which means they have planets named after them, but we may notice that we're missing a sphere around this star. So that's what I want to do today. I want to get a sphere running. At the same time, I want to, if we have excess critical photons, which we're not going to have for some time, I want to start making some antimatter fuel rods, or at least have the production ready to make antimatter fuel rods. So what I want to do is first head towards the South Pole. I know, South Pole, not the North Pole, South Pole. It's where Santa lives, right? At least he does for the Southern Hemisphere. Okay, so we're going to remove all those wind turbines. Yep. And it should be as easy as coming in here and grabbing those and those. Should be as easy as heading into here and grabbing our rocket silos and just aiming to have, well, honestly, as long as the blueprint goes, you're good to go, pretty much. But I want to aim to have the Interstellar Logistics Tower on one of the Prime 4 Meridian direction thingamajiggy bobs, and click, and it accepts it, so we're going to run all of it. Alright, so that'll get our rocket silos in, and then the next thing we need to do is we need to actually set up our spheres. So, as soon as this is built, and I need you to be built, set you to remote demand, perfect. Alright, next thing I want to do is we're going to head into the sphere mode. We're going to delete the existing layer. We're going to add a new layer. I'm going to set you to 0, you to 0, and you to 0. And the first thing I want to do is I want to drag this up slowly. And I'm looking for the point where it says no jetty. No jetty. That's the point I really, really want. Hey, we have a no jetty. Okay. No jetties are very, very important. That means that the innermost planet is inside the sphere, which means we do not want to build ray receivers where we are currently. We want to build them on the innermost planet. At the same time, we obviously need to give this a pattern, and I did have Black Wind. I want to say it's Black Wind. Black Dragon. I was so close. Black Dragon has provided a lovely blueprint, because I have been asking anybody who wishes to submit designs. Pop by my Discord and submit a design, and we will see how many we can fit into this sphere. And he calls this flowers. Can't imagine why, but it's called flowers. It's going to require oh my god, we're already launching. Okay, it's going to require 92,000 rockets and 1.2 million sails, and I think, because I took too long, I stuffed up the timing, didn't I? We will see. Yeah, we stuffed up the timing. Oh, we stuffed up the timing so bad. I'm not going to fix it. Okay, alright, so with that done, next blueprint I want is going to be the railguns. Once again, I really wish there was a better way we could pick up a blueprint and hold it in our hands so we could put things down easier. I want to put you collides with object. What? One wind turbine. There's always a wind turbine. Okay. Remove. You know what? Remove all of you. Okay. Into there. Rail guns. Come on. Line up. There it seems. Okay, we have our railguns. First thing I want to do is I definitely want to plug these. Wind turbine, and a power pole. I really want to get the power grid back up and running. And then we need to just circumnavigate the South Pole, walking around this pleasant tower, which hopefully, yeah, is already requesting sales. Oh, crap. I did it. Okay. Yes. No, I need to remove. And I need to remove everything. Because I didn't put in the targets. So they have nothing to shoot at. And I really don't want to manually set the targets for all of them. Okay, back into here. We need 2 targets. We need you to be turned off. I want minimum 90 and 0. And then a new orbit for, let's go with 21,000. 90 and 90. And create. So that's our 2 targets. We have a small inner one, a larger outer one. Okay, now we're done. Now we'll go in here. Now we'll put in our guns. There we go. Okay. 3rd time's a charm. Alright, now... Oh. Hang on. Let's redo that power connection. Oh, where is that power connection? Yeah. 1, 2. Go bots. Alright. Now they have power. They will start aiming instantly, which is great. Apart from the fact we don't have any sails. Once that tower goes down, you should instantly start importing some sails. So as long as I can get this built faster than the sails can arrive and get on the belt, we'll call that a win-win situation. Is that it done? Oh no, there's a whole bunch over there. There we go. Alright, so with this up and running, we now have sails being able to be launched along with rockets being able to be launched. We do need an awful lot of materials to get this particular one up and running. Can you hit things? Lack of solar sail. Lack of solar sail. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, we got 10,000 on the way. And again, these, well, we'll throw in some ships. You shouldn't need ships. They should be just, oh wow, they're here already. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we're up and going. We're up and firing. They're going to be a little bit out of sync to start with, but I'll take them where I can get them. You're aiming for number 2. You're aiming for number 3. Minus 30 degrees. So obviously we're trying to shoot way down here somewhere. Actually, hang on. Where are we in the orbit? We're very close. You know what we might do? Don't know if this works. I want to edit. I can edit the orbit? Oh wow, that used to be a mod only. Let's go with 45. Yeah, okay. No? None of you. Okay, hang on, let's try that again. Number 3, edit. Let's say 22.5. Okay. Hey! I love that! Oh, that is such a nice feature. Okay, that'll let us launch lots of sails. In saying that, our current sphere is going to require, Dyson layer, 92,000 rockets of 1.2 million sails. And honestly, we shouldn't. Hang on, let's turn that on. Let's turn on that. Because we have, like, this particular node can absorb a lot of sails, but because we only have one node built, it can only absorb 60 sails per second, which is a bit of a problem. It's fully constructed, but it can only absorb 120 sails per second. So 120 sails at a time. 120 sails at a time, which is a bit of a problem because it needs a lot of sails. So this is going to be more about continuous sail launching rather than lots of sails in the air. Yeah, we're only absorbing 72 and we've got 600 in orbit. So we might actually edit that and set it back to 90 and click the save button, because that probably will stop the sails from launching. Which is funny, because we're now going to have tiny bits of sails just wandering around doing nothing at just weird inclinations where there's obviously no longer a swarm, but that's fine, it's fine. Alright, so with that done, you are definitely very, very much out of critical photons. Yeah, all the other science are going fine. Alright, so with that done, we need to do something about critical photons. Now, obviously, as I said, we have the GM system. The GM system, with sails right behind it, actually is inside the sphere. So I want to head to there, and we are going to set up... Hi. Oh, look, I'll fly past you. Because you are super close. Slow down, Icarus! Where's the next barrage of rockets? Oh, right there. Yeah, rockets are massive until they get out to space, at which point they shrink. It's like, honey, I shrunk the rocket. Yeah, it's a lot of rockets coming in together. Such a pretty. Alright, we need to go to the GM system. Over there, we're going to be building a lot of ray receivers. Like, a lot of ray receivers. Obviously, this system, it's far from having a stable sphere up. We're going to be milking it for all the power it's got, and then some. But hopefully, eventually, as the sphere builds out, we can grab all the power. God, what a landing. North Pole. North Pole's at the other end. Okay, so as you can see, this is a bit of a mining planet. Most lava planets are. I do have some of the geothermal power plants down here as well. But we need to land, hit the copy button, and I need to build in this section. So it basically means everything in here needs to go. So we're going to use this tool, and we're going to go from there to there and circumnavigate the world. Thanks. Now, I already know that we're going to need ground to build on. I'm willing to bet you used to get too far and used to get too far. You guys should be okay. But that hole's probably not going to be okay. Let's just remove you for good luck. Because as much as you put a wind turbine back down than it is to have a blueprint in your hand and go, eh, no, it won't put down. And then have to, you know, go through the whole process of removing a wind turbine and then lining everything back up again. Okay, so with that done, let's just zoom out. Oh, it's lots and lots of tiny power grids. Awesome! Alright, so we need to make sure we re-establish all the power grids. We need to come in here, we need to go in there, grab the ray receiver blueprint, line you up. No. Yes, it likes it. Okay. So once again, wander around the planet. Try and make sure that anything that makes power on the left or the right gets plugged into these guys. Done. You can have some shippies. We're good. Yeah, that got plugged in. That got plugged in, that got plugged in. Excellent. Okay. So, come on here, Chris. Wow, that sun is really close. Alright, we want to go to the tower. You have warpers. You now have ships as well. So you are mission accomplished. and we are already trying to pull out 5 gigawatts out of a sphere that does 224 megawatts. On top of that, as we can see, the continuous receiving of every single one of these is going to keep going up, whether they be in the light side of the planet where they can see the sun, or if we come over here to the dark side of the planet, it doesn't matter because we're built inside the sphere. Which means, assuming we actually had a complete sphere, oh look, it's right there. We can definitely, hopefully, in theory, due to the magic of game logic, we can see the sphere or we can see the sun. Well, we can see the sphere or we can see past the sun to the other side of the sphere, and we can get power no matter what. But yes, we are definitely launching rockets and sails, and it looks like we've got a pretty stable system. As the rockets launch faster and faster, we get more nodes in and done. We can start absorbing more sails. So we're going to have a bit of a bulk of sails in here to start with. But I'm really hoping as more rockets get completed, or more nodes, more Dyson nodes get completed, more of those sails will disappear. Anyway, with that done, the next thing I want to do is actually want to look on this planet, because normally planets have a large side of the planet that's blank. Here, titanium. Yeah, directly south from where we are. Most planets have like half a planet or so is pretty blank of materials and resources. Apart from those 2 bits of copper that obviously I forgot to buy. This is why I installed this mod. It tells me how many nodes are on a planet and whether I've tapped them all. And as we can see, we're short 2 coppers. So, you know, I forgot to tap this and that. Can we get you... I have foundation now. And yeah, crappy miner, that'll do. And plug that into there. And let's see whether we can double this one up. Nope. Try again, Jetty. There. Oh, we had it for half a second. There we go. Done. Alright. We need power. Done. Okay, alright, so we have... yeah, there's a bit of lava in the way, but a mostly blank area. Actually, if I take that power connection through to there, we can then remove these power poles. Cool. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to make animated fuel rods, which come from critical photons. So this is how we really make power and transfer it around the galaxy. So we need to go through a multi-step process to get there, because they're not easy. They're not easy to make. Well, they are easy. Okay, so the antimatter and the hydrogen literally comes from splitting apart the critical photons. We get one hydrogen, we get one antimatter. It's done and dusted, nothing too hard. The titanium alloy, again, very simple recipe. Add some titanium to some steel, wash an acid, done. As for the annihilation constraint sphere, they come from processes which we've done before. They also come from the pink containers, the particle containers, which we've done before. So in theory, it shouldn't be too hard. In theory, we're already doing things that we've done previously. So we are going to grab these guys. And unfortunately, I have 29 of them on me, whereas I need 30. Oh, really? My bad. Okay, where were we? Production. These guys. Alright, I want... That's 15. I don't have 30 of them on me, so we're going to use the magic of copy and paste to paste down the other 30. And then we'll have a 2 up here saying, hey, you're short 2. Alright, we want you guys to do this recipe. Actually, let's put in one of those real quick. and tell it I'm going to need belts. A lot of belts. Let's go with that much belt. Okay, alright. So we need to make hydrogen and critical photons. Okay, hydrogen and antimatter. So this would have a belt of critical photons with a belt of antimatter with a belt of hydrogen. And I want this build to be 30 long, because at 30 long, it's going to process a full belt of critical photons. A full unstacked belt. I should add that. An unstacked belt. Also means we need a Dyson Sphere that pumps out a lot of power. Like, a lot of power. You go that way. You go that way. And you go that way. And then we'll turn on the headlights. Yeah, just so we can definitely see what we're doing. Okay, so critical photons. We're going to turn off that, turn off that. Alright, critical photons. Next step we want to do is actually make the antimatter fuel rods. So, antimatter fuel rods require... antimatter fuel rods require 4 things. So, they're not going to be easy to make. Okay, let's have that as the output belt. Let's have the output from the other side come into there as well. We're going to go with... how many machines? 40 machines. If we're doing a full belt of critical photons, I need 40 machines to process all of that in antimatter fuel rods. Can I change that tool back? Thank you. Alright, you guys are going to be doing that recipe. Drag there. Drag there. Drag there. And drag there. Okay, you guys need 2 more inputs, being the particle containers plus the processes we spoke about earlier. You guys need that to be the output belt, which we're going to swing all the way around and out the top. And you also need the critical photons plus, I don't know, the output from the critical photons, being the antimatter and the hydrogen. And it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so that makes life nice and easy. Let's tag some belts so we don't all get confused. You are going to be output. You're going to be critical photons, yeah, which is 1.2 gigajoules worth of power on each, which is a lot of power. We need you to be pink containers, and you can be processors. Okay, on top of that, I want to proliferate this whole build with the Mark III Proliferator. I know we don't have any yet, but that's okay, we'll get some. But I want to scale this around using Mark III Proliferator. So if we look at these and we look at the Proliferator button, it is permanently set to speed up. There is no way to get extra production out of this, so I'm not going to proliferate it. As for making the fuel rods, same story. It is permanently set to speed up. There is no way to get extra production out of it, so I'm not going to do production. As for everything else, I think we can get production. Okay, so the next thing we need to do... That's not right. I need to do those. You are meant to be titanium alloy, and you are meant to be the constraint spheres. There we go. Alright, so constraint spheres, we needed 40 of the original one. I need 27 of these, which is 28, which is 14. So let's build 14, and let's tag that belt in there so we know where it goes. This is where we need the processors and the particle containers. Processor, particle container, or vice versa, we don't know. We then want another lot of those, plus we want an output belt, which will go into there. This one I do want to proliferate, so we'll put on a couple of proliferators. Okay, then we need to decide, are we going to build processors first, or are we going to do the particle containers? As the particle containers require graphene, which we're going to get from fire ice, I think we're going to do the processors first. On top of that, the processors require... Actually, they both require iron, so it's a moot point. Whatever. We're going to do the processors first. Processor build. And you'll love this. These are going to be massive. 4 of them. That is all the processors we need. Processors. 4 of them. Which needs its 2 input belts. One being the transistors. Hey! One more research. Okay, we'll talk about research. Okay, obviously they're backward. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there, and there. Okay, back to this. Let's put our sprayers back. And put that in there, and that in there. Sprayer there and there. Set you to be that one. Microcrystalline component. There we go. I got its name. All right. Research. Okay. Upgrades. We're now down to 53% ore, which means every single ore patch we look at is basically double whatever we see on the screen. But we already have stacking Mark 1. I'd like to get stacking Mark 2. To get stacking Mark 2, I need to do this research, which is not cheap, and also thoroughly changes up how our ships work. So currently our ships, our itty bitty drones, move 100 items per second. With this research, somehow magically they get a larger carrier capacity of 120. Also, the bigger vessels that currently carry 1,000 get a extra 200 carrying capacity as well. On top of that, the planetary stations, the one we're not using, normally store 5,000 items. They'll actually get an extra 1,000 inventory space. So they'll hold 6,000, and the big ones, the ones that we're using all the time, go from 10,000 to 12,000. So this is a research I highly recommend getting because it's going to mean less ships moving around. Making ships go faster also helps to a certain extent, but having physically less drones and less interplanetary vessels moving around obviously saves a lot of performance of the game. Unfortunately, because our caps, we'll put in these. Okay, because our cap is going to go from 10,000 to 12,000, it means anything that I've allowed to be fully capped is going to suddenly want another 2,000. Also means anything that we're building and, you know, we're letting it fill up to max, like rockets and sails and all that sort of stuff, also needs another 2,000. All those things requesting things like rockets and sails and so on and so forth need an extra 2,000. So it means when we do this research, every single machine in the whole game is going to kick in a high gear because everything has an extra 2,000. Then we do the next research after it, we get another 2,000, and the next one after it, we get another 2,000, and then we can do that research. So we're about to add 2, 4, 6,000 extra storage to everything, which is gonna, yeah, okay, all right. Well, as I was saying, we need to then have another, hang on, I need to do the circuit boards, which funnily enough is just one assembler. We're just building this out. We're building this out. I have a feeling I'm not going to have enough time to tidy this up during this video. Okay, so you then need an iron belt plus a copper belt, and then we need a silicon belt, because the silicon belt needs to make the microcrystalline components, which are going to go... I boo-booed. There. To there, up to there, across to there, down there. Something like that. Okay, microcrystalline components. I need 4 of these guys. Let's mark these belts. So you are iron plus copper plus silicon. Iron and copper are needed for the circuit boards, and copper and silicon are needed for the microcrystalline components. Okay, after we've got that far, I need to put a sprayer there, there, and there. You're being sprayed on the way out. You guys are around the wrong way. Just copy and paste, and copy and paste and paste. Alright, after we've got to the microcrystalline components, that's that one done. You are so in my way. Alright, next thing we need to do is we need to work on pink particle containers. So, pink particle containers require the copper that we had previously. What else they require? graphene, and green engine. Okay, so let's build you guys here. And I need 5 machines. Pink particle containers can go there. We'll have you as their output. Roughly something like this. We're just trying to put together the piece of the puzzle, and then we'll try and organize the pieces so they make sense afterwards. So you're going to be particle containers, which are getting sprayed up there, so I don't need to spray them down here. We also need to bring in graphene. And I also need to, let's just move you to, no. There. No. Let's do that in the end. And I also need, hang on, graphene. Graphene is going to require these guys. 4 of them? Hang on. 4. That line up? Let's line up. Okay, I need 3. Good. That fits way better. Okay, you're going to be an output. You're going to be an input for fire ice. We can that belt, and that definitely means that I need to mark you for not graphene. And we're also going to have to spray things probably there. Okay, so you are going to be fire ice, which we will spray, obviously. You guys are going to be doing that recipe there, and you are going to be a waste belt for hydrogen. Okay, so waste belt for hydrogen, graphene, boom. Next one is the green motor, so electromagnetic turbine. So I need 4 machines. Yeah. Change over the recipe. That one. And you guys are going to have to go out, up to there, and back in. Is that everything you need? Yes, that is the 3 ingredients you need. That makes you happy there. Okay, so then these guys need to have magnetic coils plus also engines. So we're going to bring in magnetic coils, plus we're going to bring in engines. Mark this belt before I forget. Again, there, and we'll put the sprayer there, plus a sprayer there. Sprayer there? Yes. Okay, you're going to be engines. To make engines, we're going to need 1 more engine machine. Yeah, I need 6, 4, 5, 6. 2 more engine machines. Okay, engines require magnetic coils. So, oh, you're not marked. I'll mark you really quickly. And let's just add sorters to this a little bit. So, you need a magnetic coil. You need to output an engine. You need to pick up an engine, and then you need to output onto that side. Yeah, so you're going to output the engines here, which will get sprayed. You're going to grab the coils from all the way over there and bring them in. Oh, you need a coil as well. So you're going to grab the electric engine. What's it called? Electric motors here, and you're going to grab the magnetic coils there. Okay, so that's how that mess is going to work. You guys need gears and iron. So we're going to bring in iron, which, funnily enough, is that belt, which has already been sprayed. And we're going to bring iron to there. On top of that, we need to have gears, which is 3 gear machines. 3 gear machines. That's 1 more than 3. And gears, I'm going to do that, I believe. I hope, and I believe. Feel like, whatever. I feel like all the machines need to go one tile right. Okay, so gears are going to grab, so you need an iron. You need iron to make gears, which is then going to output to there. And those belts right? No, that's not enough. No idea, and no idea. Okay, And, oh, magnetic coils, magnetic coils. So I need a belt for magnetic coils, which is going to go that way. Where we leave that copper belt? Copper! I'm not done with you yet. Let's go with of course I ran out of belt. Give me the whole lot. Clear, actually. Yeah, we'll send the other stuff home. Hello, Dyson Sphere. Okay. So you go that way, which means we need to bring in magnets here. You are gears. You are magnets. And pop that there. We then need a machine, and I need to make 3, 4, 3. I was spot on, right? I totally knew the maths already. Okay, so you are going to be a in from copper out to all the way over there. Okay. So, copper in, coils, magnets in to make magnetic coils, which are then going to be proliferated up here, where they disappear into both the electric motor and the electromagnetic turbine. Gears, which grab iron off this belt and turn them into gears locally to produce. You guys are not grabbing gears. This is why we stop and we check things. You need to grab gears. Cool. You guys grab gears. You guys then output your electric motors onto the far left belt, which come up here, get proliferated, come down here. You're grabbing the magnetic coils from the far belt, and we can drag that through. You guys are grabbing the electric motors plus the magnetic coils and outputting to this belt, which will then wrap up here, get sprayed with juice, come down here and go into in, out, in for copper, which will then turn into, what are those called? Particle containers. Particle containers, that's the iron belt, that's the copper belt. Silicon is in for copper, in for copper, in for silicon, out for the oh, whatever they're called, those things. Microcrystalline component. Stupid name. You are an in and an in and an out for processors, because you now have your circuit boards plus you have your microcrystalline components. These are as simple as, well, in, long, short, long, output, rinse and repeat times that many machines. You're a in, no. In, out, in, out, in. Ooh, okay. So that's the whole build. Minus the smelting, which I obviously haven't built. But I think, in fact I know, this is where we're going to end this episode. We have designed it with Mark III spray in mind. So we're going to have to go smelting here. Bring the spray in from the bottom up to here, down through this column, and then in through this column. I can also now see that I can pick up all of this and shove it in here to just compress things a little bit. Having 60 of these guys is probably a bit of a problem. Really, 60? Oh no, 30. No, it is 30 of those. Yeah, it's 30 of them. Damn, they take up a lot of space. That's all right. I'll probably need this much space for smelting. But I'm going to leave this episode here. We will come back in the next episode and continue, well, put down probably a finalized version. We now have both lots of cannons firing. We are not absorbing nearly as many sails as what we're wasting. And which way is... There it is. Let's go look at our ray receivers. Hey, there we go. Got to maintain 100 ray receivers with a receiving efficiency over 85%. Yeah, they're not over 85%, but I'll take your word for it. Oh, no, they are. 85.04%. There you go. But the continuous receiving is still going up. We are trying to pull in... Oh, there's our first research. We're trying to pull in 8 gigawatts worth of power. 8 gigawatts? We're actually pulling in 1.2? Is that right? Okay, and that's done. Didn't I say everything would kick into action? Look at all the drones take off. If we go back to this tower, we'll see 1200 down. Automatically. Which means I definitely want to end this episode here because that gives the... That way the computer doesn't have to do recording at the same time. But yes, we're trying to pull in 8.5 gigawatts out of a sphere that only does 1.3. So I'm going to end this episode here. I am going to, whilst I wait for everything to catch up, I'm going to go rebuild this a little bit neater and go and definitely find our 2 extra particle colliders. And then hopefully by the next episode, we should be able to start making some antimatter fuel rods. But yes, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the very next video. Alright, bye.